Tyson says he's going to bet £1 million on Jake Paul knocking out Joshua.
This is what I'm saying. How does that work?
He can't, can he?
Anthony Joshua could knock Jake Paul out with his. So if it goes any other way, you know.
You give me a headline there, by the way.
If it goes any other way, you know it's fixed, don't you?
Anthony Joshua now?
I know that I will beat Anthony Joshua's.
So he wants to fight Anthony Joshua in 2026.
And the haters online are like, yeah, do it.
Well, they're like, what about now?
Yeah.
They're like, what about fight him now?
What you gonna want to fight Jake Paul?
I hate it. And Jake Paul's starting to piss me off.
Tyson Fury shook the boxing world when he declared he would bet £1 million on Jake Paul knocking out Anthony Joshua. That statement alone spread like wildfire across social media. Some fans laughed it off as typical Fury mind games, while others began to wonder, does he actually see something the rest of us don't? To understand this, we need to look at Anthony Joshua's background. Joshua is not just another heavyweight, he's a two-time unified world champion and an Olympic gold medalist. He's fought and defeated some of the best names in the sport. His knockout power is devastating.
Jake Paul has reached out to Anthony Joshua a few times. I've spoken to Nikisa, Jake's manager. It's never a fight we anticipated. It's never a fight we've targeted. But if you want Jake Paul to be the warm-up fight, and obviously financially it's a great opportunity for AJ, and you want to provide AJ and probably in turn Matchroom with the opportunity to extinguish Jake Paul from the world of boxing, then maybe AJ will oblige.
And his ability to finish fights is undeniable. Critics argue that Jake Paul, who is still relatively new to boxing, would be completely out of his depth against a man of Joshua's caliber. Many say the fight would last only a few rounds before Paul was knocked out cold. But Jake Paul has built his career on doing the unexpected. Starting from fighting influencers and retired athletes, he has slowly climbed up the ranks, taking on tougher challenges.
Jake Paul's manager here last week, and he's open to the fight. Any developments on that?
Lots. I mean, this bizarre world that we live in, I think Jake Paul is absolutely the front runner to fight Anthony Joshua next. I'm here in New York for meetings about that fight. There's an open dialogue between myself and Nikisa, an MVP. I don't know what to tell you, Bridgie, other than it's mental. I mean, I can't sit here and tell you this is a 50-50 matchup. The whole thing is bizarre. I think it's extremely dangerous for Jake Paul. I've got the general feedback is the boxing world saying, please, AJ, go in and evaporate this young man from the boxing world so we can all get on as normal. You've got Jake Paul fans thinking bizarrely they can beat Anthony Joshua. And the most bizarre thing out of everything is that Jake Paul genuinely believes he will beat Anthony Joshua.
Each year. He insists he can shock the world once again, and according to reports, serious talks have already begun. Saudi Arabia has expressed strong interest in hosting this mega fight in late 2025 or early 2026, and both sides are said to be in early negotiations. The financial aspect alone is staggering, with Saudi boxing chief Turki Al-Sheikh suggesting a 99-1 purse split in Joshua's favor. Most fighters would laugh at such terms.
Now, I know you're after a world title, but if that doesn't materialize, I know the Tommy Fury name has been floated about. Is there any other fighters who may not be world champions that you're looking to face?
Yeah, I mean, Anthony Joshua.
I think that's the main one that, we've talked a lot about is if it's not for the title, it's looking at Tommy, if he's reasonable, and then Anthony Joshua. And he's adamant that he wants to make that fight happen at the end of 2026.
Anything's possible. And so I like the challenge. People, that's the criticism. Fight someone in their prime who's a beast. I think people just want to see me lose. That's really what the message is behind it all. And Anthony Joshua is an insane fight, but I want that challenge. We've been DMing back and forth. He wants to make it happen. He called me up, and it's looking very likely for next year.
But Jake Paul immediately agreed, showing just how desperate and determined he is to secure this fight. Reactions from the boxing community have been mixed. Roy Jones Jr. compared the idea to Joshua's demolition of Francis Ngannou, warning that Paul would be flattened in even more brutal fashion. Andre Ward dismissed the fight entirely, calling it a circus that could damage boxing's reputation. And Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back, saying Paul should be fighting young, hungry prospects at his own level instead of chasing legends who could end his career in one night.
That you said it's you and Joshua here. Now, is this fight done? What are we talking about?
You know, it's going to happen. Like, seriously, it's going to happen. We were talking with Turkey tonight, negotiations live in person, which are always fun. But it's going to happen, and it's just such an exciting fight that crosses the whole globe. When you ask a lot of people about certain boxers, they don't know their names. And everywhere I've been going, I just talk about Anthony, and I don't have, you know, I'm global, so it's just such a good fight for the sport of boxing, and people will think I will die, but I will show them why I can rise against all odds and beat him.
Everyone's been wanting to see it happen. Who will be the king of the United Kingdom? And who will be the queen of the United... Too soon? I'm praying that boxing doesn't happen to this fight, and what I mean by that is politics, people trying to take more money than they deserve. Fuck the money, get in there, make fucking history. This is one of the biggest fights that could happen over this past decade. Make it fucking happen, Eddie Hearn. Make it fucking happen, Frank Warren. Make it happen, Tyson. Make it happen, Anthony Joshua. We don't need fucking excuses. Don't let boxing ruin this fight. Get in the fucking ring and fight like men.
On the flip side, Jake supporters argue that he deserves credit for even chasing a fight of this magnitude. Amanda Serrano, one of Paul's closest allies, defended him by pointing out the double standards. She reminded everyone that
the real deal respond to me as I tweeted my thoughts about delusion, which again I think is more about what Jake said about Anthony Joshua and what he'll do to him. That was the more delusional aspect of this. Amanda Serrano said, at Jake Paul's the truth. Funny, they say he's a fraud for wanting easy fights, then he asked for the toughest fights ever and they say he's nuts. Listen, he was scheduled to fight Canelo Gervonta, and now he's calling out Joshua. Come on, who else is doing this? Oh crap, on second thought, he is out of his freaking mind, you're right. That was more of just Amanda backing her guy, you know what I'm saying, the co-founder of MVP and someone that she really respects in Jake. But in the middle there, I don't know if she would know or, you know, whatever, but she essentially says that Jake was scheduled to fight Gervonta Davis, and she's not the only one saying that. Dan Rafael said the same thing earlier that day or maybe yesterday. I can't believe that that's true or if that was really going to happen. Essentially, the idea being, had Gervonta Davis beat Lamont Roach, he was going to fight Jake Paul next. And this is why I say, like, it's delusional.
But when Jake faces easy opponents, people mock him as a fraud. But when he steps up to challenge dangerous fighters like Joshua, suddenly he's crazy. In her view, Paul can't win with the critics, so he might as well take the biggest risks possible. And then there's Tyson Fury, who stands by his shocking prediction. He insists it's not a joke. He truly believes Jake Paul has a puncher's chance to catch Joshua. Fury even described it as a 50...
Jake Paul, you've lost your mind if you think you can go toe-to-toe with Anthony Joshua. Listen, let's not get confused, guys. Let's not get confused. Yes, cool. Anthony, he took a big L with Daniel Dubois. But Daniel Dubois is not no joke, bro. He's not a joke. You know what I'm trying to say? He took an L there, but Jake Paul, I got the utmost respect of what he's done, how he's managed to navigate through the boxing world. Like, bro, it's so mad. And I can see this is like a 90%. It's happening, it's positioning, it's marketing already. Like, why would you see Jake Paul go face to face with Alexander Usyk if it's not to position for a fight for Saudi? Obviously, Jake Paul's gonna fight Anthony Joshua. There's possibly gonna be a Usyk against Tyson Fury 3, because obviously the last two were so close. But you never know. It can also be a Usyk against Derek Chisora. Do you know what I mean? You never know.
50-50th fight, claiming Paul could chin AJ if the opportunity came. Whether Fury genuinely believes this or is simply stirring the pot, his comments have fueled an even bigger debate online. At the heart of it all, this fight represents more than just a boxing match. It's a collision of two worlds, the traditional boxing elite versus the new wave of celebrity-driven fighters. For Joshua, this fight would be an easy payday and a chance to silence the circus. For Jake Paul, it would be the most dangerous gamble of his life, one that could make him a global superstar if he somehow pulls off the upset, or destroy his boxing journey completely if he fails. So, the ultimate question remains, is Jake Paul truly ready to stand toe-to-toe with one of the most feared heavyweights of this generation? Or is he simply walking into the lion's den, where one punch from Anthony Joshua could end not just the fight, but his entire dream of becoming a boxing legend? Please like and subscribe my YouTube channel.